of forgiveness. Someone say forgiveness. Shout it louder. If you cannot forgive, you cannot marry. If you cannot forgive, you cannot marry. Colossians 3:13 says, bearing with one another and forgiving one another. If anyone has a complaint against another, even as Christ forgave you, so you also must do. Say, don't repay evil for evil. 1 Peter 3:9. Don't retaliate with insult when people insult you. Instead, pay them back with a blessing. That is what God has called you to do, and He will bless you for it. Forgiveness. Many homes today are broken because of lack of forgiveness. You know, thank God for our culture. And I also thank God for the legal fees of having a divorce. Who is a lawyer here? Any lawyer in the house? I would like ask, who knows how much it costs to have a divorce? How much? Who has an idea? When you do court marriage, church marriage, to go to divorce is extremely difficult. It's very, very expensive. Very, very what? Expensive. Because people know it's very, very expensive, what you now have is that we have separated home within the home. They are still together, but they are separated, but they are living together. In fact, some of them come to church together. You don't know that these ones are not together. They come to church together. They are, oh, these people are wonderful. No, nothing like that. Why? Because of forgiveness. Lack of forgiveness. Imagine brethren, brothers, keeping malice with his wife 3 months, church members. Hope your husband is not doing that. Malice. Keeping malice for weeks, for months. Because he finds it difficult to forgive. In every home there will be offenses. There will be disagreement. That is why you must always have the scepter of forgiveness in the other hand. You cannot work together as couples and don't offend one another. And that is why there's 5-letter words you must always carry with you. Is SORRY. Sorry. Don't be too big to say you are sorry. As a man, as a woman, don't be too proud to say you are sorry. And when you forgive, erase the incident from your memory. Stop referring to it again. This is how you did this thing 10 years ago. In fact, 2 years ago you did it again. I won't take this. But I thought you had settled this thing. Settled okay. That's not forgiveness. If you are not willing to forgive totally, then you are sure that there are going to be a lot of problems in that home. Please forgive. One of these things I do tell my wife then is that before you offend me, I have forgiven you. What did I say? Say it again. I can't hear people saying it. Say it again. Because I'm sure she's going to offend me. I am sure I'm going to offend her. Praise the Lord. And I know. You know what about the Holy Spirit is this? Now as a pastor, we are praying for the next service. Say, Father, I thank you. And you're worshiping God, preparing in your home. Holy Spirit come. You are still angry with your wife. Praise God. You are still what? Angry with your wife. And you know you cannot go further with God without settling at that time. You have to put a stop and settle. And that's also with man. We cannot go forward without forgiveness. Lack of forgiveness is what's responsible for divorce today. Listen, there's nothing like irreconcilable differences. Another name for it is unforgiveness. You can't just forgive the woman, that does it. You can't just forgive the man. Like irreconcilable differences. Bitterness, hatred, lack of love all sprang up from what? Unforgiveness. Now let's ask ourselves the question. I do ask this question every time. What is that thing your spouse can do that you say, I will never forgive her? Who is willing to tell me? I'm going to ask three and 2 men and 2 women. Hello, sir. This is your wife, right? Can you tell us what your wife, one thing your wife can do that say, lie, I can never forgive?
Huh? Praise the Lord. If my wife happened to maybe kill any of my son, I will say I cannot forgive her. Lie.
Okay. Praise God. Is that your wife? Okay. I want couples now. I know Daddy here is married. Am I correct? Okay. Let me ask you. What is that thing your wife can do to you that can say, forget it, it's over? What is that thing?
Well, since we are asked to forgive, I don't think there's anything that my wife could do that will make me not forgive. Yes, personally, I don't think there's anything she will do that I will not forgive her.
Okay, yes, sir.
Praise the Lord. If she takes what I cherish in her to another man to eat, I will forgive her.
I love somebody being honest. Yes. Let me ask the women now. The women. Okay, my sister, this is your husband? What is that thing your man can do to you that you say you will not forgive her? You will not forgive him, sorry.
Praise the Lord. Well, I don't think there is anything he will do that I will not forgive. Yes.
Anybody married there? Our sister translating for us. Yes. Okay, you, I'm coming to you. What is that thing? Kí ló ń tí dáàdì lè ṣe fún ìjọsọ pé láyé o tí Jésù kan wá gan ọlọ́mọ jẹ́.
Ọ̀rọ̀ wa jọ jẹ́ the same ń tó sọ gan.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Oh.
I'm a jealous woman. Very, very. You know. So, if I should see him with any woman, I will not take it lightly with him.
Praise God. Any other woman I want to say, the third woman now, I want another sister who is married. Okay. I will share some stories with us now. I'm not going to share the stories in this book. I'm going to just share with us 2 stories, because there are about 5 stories in this book. Now, one, this was my daughter in the lodge. She's born again. She's also a leader, one of my leaders, because God has helped us to teach them very well. The teaching is very, very powerful. She was recounting this story to me. He said one day her husband came back and said, "Where's my food?" So just give me 5 minutes. She went to make the food. And the husband said, he went to take a shower and said, "I'm coming. Give me some few time. I'm coming. I want to see somebody there," which is normal. 30 minutes is not back. 1 hour is not back. She was disturbed. What could be happening? The phone was switched off. And that day there was no light. Everywhere was getting quiet and dark. She now said, "Okay, let me just check. Maybe normally he used to stroll to his friend's side because she knows the husband loves football." So she came out of the house to the third house. The third house from the house. So she realized that there was light in that her friend's, the husband's friend's room, and the door was on. She felt like knocking, but no, she went back. Something just stood her. Why not even peep through the window? She didn't know the husband was there. She why not peep through the window? And when she peeped, you know what she saw? Who can guess? She saw the husband naked on top of a woman. You know what she did? Listen. She said, no noise. Just wear your clothes. Follow me. The man followed her, very gentle. They got to their own apartment in the third house. They entered, she locked the door. She went to the cupboard, brought the food out, served him the food. She went to the room and slept. If you're a man, you eat that food. If you're a woman, can you do that? If you're a woman, can you do that? This is not that they told you what you saw. You caught him red-handed. Can you do that? So he said she was already sleeping. Listen. She around maybe about 1 or 2 hours later, somebody now tapped her. She now woke up. It was the husband. The husband now prostrated. Please, Joe. Now listen. She could have done the other way around and called the whole community. There was no light. And make sure the two of them walk naked out. Because she wants to be like an hot-tempered woman. Today, they are still living together as husband and wife. Law of what? Forgiveness. Number 2, I want to share. After that, I'm going to ask. You can now ask your questions because of our time. This one happened, yes, about 2 years ago. One of my minister friends from outside Lagos just called me. I'm in the office. I said, I'm in the office. He came. So there's one case that is boiling In fact, somebody called my minister friend from overseas that our sister is about to lose her marriage. What happened? It's a very, very serious story. Happily married. I'm not talking of unbelievers, please. I'm talking of Christians. Christians. So this woman, the husband used to work outside the town, travel, and it was so terrible. She was having an affair. It got so terrible that she brings the man to her house. The children knows their mother's man friend. And she also introduced the man to the husband as a distant cousin. Whereas she was having what? An affair. Praise the Lord. It was so serious. Eventually, the husband got to know. Eventually, the mother-in-law got to know. Say, wow, abomination. In our culture, if it's a man, you don't call it abomination, no. Abi? But when it's a woman, you say what? Ah! Abomination. Praise God. Except for the lady. To make this story very brief, those ones also came that weekend. The mother-in-law also came, asked her to come. The brother-in-law came. The pastor to the mother-in-law came also. All of them outside Lagos. Praise God. The man loved the wife, but the woman has gone too far. But because they are Christians, we preach forgiveness to them. In my office, it got to a time the man was shedding tears like a baby. Why the wife could do this to him, to him, sorry. God gave us breakthrough. My minister friend, the mother-in-law pastor, myself, we broke the yoke. And the marriage is still together today. You see, forgiveness is easy to say, easy to preach, but difficult to practice. But we have a law in our ministry that no marriage breaks. I just trust the Holy Spirit. No matter what happens, we just trust the Holy Spirit that no marriage breaks. There's no perfect home, no perfect man, no perfect woman. So the law is this: if you are not willing to forgive, don't enter into it. If you know you cannot, because the devil will make sure the man does some things or the woman does some things to you, and you say, "Wow, it's over." And there are some tests we perform under this law of forgiveness to check whether people can forgive. Forgive. I have 22 questions here, but because of our time, we'll have asked us to now read yourself. Because the problem is that Christians that preach forgiveness find it difficult to forgive. But without forgiveness, cannot go far in marriage, cannot go far in relationship. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.